Good afternoon, Internet. Welcome to the Long Island TCG show in Melville, Long Island. We are hanging out here for the second in our TCG show tournament series. I am Nick Uterano, BattleBoxes TV, joined here by my first-time co-host, Andrew Uterano,
Yeah.
Battle Crates TV.
Woo!
We are the Battle Bros, and
Happy
we
to
are
be
going to
here.
be bringing you some action today from our local scene here on in Long Island, New York. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. We are at the Long Island TCG show. Great place to be on this Sunday in April. Sun's coming out, about to get some competition heat up. Just want to let you guys know, on top of that, you got TCG shows going all the way from now until September into October.
There's even some new card games showing up here and there. The Long Island TCG show is going to have it for you. Again, so many different dates. June 22nd, July 19th, September 13th.
And
the most recent.
the one big date to note will be the big TCG show we have May 3rd and 4th at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. That is in Uniondale. That is way more vendors than normal. 400 vendor tables. We have meet and greets from incredible talent through across anime, card game history. You have, again, Chuck Huber, Dante Basco, Jake Ode, Jason Page, Linda Young, Lisa Ortiz, Tara Sands, Stuart Sagan, Veronica Taylor. Again, childhood. Oh my God! We will
look at
have
the nostalgia, man.
We will have panels. We will have meet and greets. We will have, you name it, we got it for famous voice actors across anime history. Nostalgia still going.
Looks like a great show.
Also,
honestly. I mean,
live performance from Jason Page, who is the singer of the original Pokemon theme song. He
Very cool.
will be performing on that Sunday. So if you want to come by and check it out, Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, definitely want to suggest that as well. We will also, our team will also be having a TCG tournament, Pokemon TCG tournament that day. So if you want to come by and have a nice little big old grassroots tournament at a very nice venue, then come check it out. We will have some prizing
definitely. I know
there
some,
for you.
Obviously on the island, we have a lot of Islanders fans here. A lot of them have been to the Coliseum before, but I definitely myself have, and it's a nice place. So definitely going to be a good thing to see. Whole bunch of tables, whole bunch of people, a lot of shows. It's going to be a big, gigantic party, man. Have you seen any? Have there been any cards that you've been on the lookout for? Anything that you might see at the big show, or something that you might see here?
Mostly just playables. I'm looking for, now that EV Box has kind of cemented itself as a pretty good deck in the format. A lot of people, Nathan Ginsburg's testing group has cemented that list as of earlier on today. Those lists started posting online. His little baby has hit the meta, so I might be getting a couple little playables for that at base rarity because
support some of the local shops, get some
high rarity EV cards are very, very expensive, and
absolutely.
But mostly just playables for that. Nothing else really catching my eye just yet. But if I need an extra $5 for getting those cards, then I will certainly let you know for a small business loan.
I got you. Yeah, we can talk about that interest
with an aggressively high interest rate.
For me, I'm gonna crack open my box of secrets here. Let's see if I can find it. This is my Pokemon deck here. I'm gonna be looking for. Where is it? Here it is. This is my card. I'm gonna be looking for here. Show the camera. We got our nice Joltik. It's a little. Can't really see it because
that's fine.
But that's okay.
SIR Joltik for your little Miraidon deck that you've been playing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little fun. I'm gonna hit the show floor a little bit later. Look for that card there.
Tons of vendors. Everything's pretty reasonably priced. Different card games, plushies, Pokemon memorabilia, as well as other card game memorabilia.
Yeah, absolutely.
You name it. But name of the game today for this stream is still the Pokemon TCG stream. Talking about TCG for Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a big weekend. Yeah,
New format, new everything. We've got a rotation coming through. If you're not familiar with what a rotation is that in order to keep the format fresh and not stale, we get rid of some, we say goodbye-bye to some old cards, a lot of them, which is all of the F-block cards. So now this new format is Scarlet Violet base onwards. This weekend being the first regional tournament of the year in Atlanta. Couple of front-runner decks from online tournaments Want to run through it a little bit, my friend?
Yeah, so at least for right now, obviously the big deck in the room to talk about is Dragapult. Very efficient, very, very strong. It has its own deck engine built in with those Dracloaks, being able to spread a bunch of damage counters around, and really just all in all, one of the all-time strongest decks that we've seen, at least coming out as a front runner. Obviously, we have Raging Bolt. It's kind of been a meta mainstay for a little while here, using those Teal Mask Orgapons to charge energy and hit for really, really big numbers. A deck that I'm really familiar with, it's actually what I've been playing the most of, is Archaladon, a new front runner on the block. Back in pre-rotation, rather, we were playing it pure. There weren't really that many. The deck ran itself, very consistent, very to the point. But we've actually been seeing some really interesting cards in Archaladon, haven't we? A little bit of Caesar, a little bit of Poison package. Yeah. And you want to talk about Orgapon and Gardevoir?
Yeah, played a little bit. Namely, one of the big winners that have come out of this set, the hype was definitely around Terra Box, Ogrepon Box, which is Wellspring Mask Ogrepon, Teal Mask Ogrepon, Cornerstone Mask Ogrepon, and the Noctowl engine. You have a lot of cards that let you search cards from your deck very quickly. You get out the gate really fast. You are moving through resources in your deck, and you're able to just run over your opponents in a lot of game plans. Very popular deck. Has not kind of the hype for it has kind of simmered a little bit, especially going into Atlanta weekend.
Yeah, how's it doing in Atlanta, by the way? I know you've been keeping up with them.
Been okay.
Okay.
It has kind of simmered down. The hype for it has definitely simmered down a little bit, unfortunately. So, but the big deck that has been heating up, aside from Dragapult, which has namely been a mainstay across the meta, Gardevoir EX. Nobody really knew how this deck was going to be played, but it is heating up at some very high level tables at Atlanta. Namely with the Secret Box, Pure package, and namely more than that, the Enza Zoroark package, where you have both Gardevoir EX plus losing Refinement Curlia was not good, so we're going to say, I want Refinement Curlia again. Enza Zoroark EX is now just a draw engine in Gardevoir EX so that you can get your Psychic energies into the discard pile and use Psychic Embrace. Only deck that I would see, two decks that I did not see on here that have now come through the woodwork. Goldango, very popular amongst the people. Everyone loves drawing cards from our friendly Macaroni Man. And the rogue deck to watch in Day 2 of Atlanta has certainly been Eevee Box. With the Terra Evolutions, you're Angeliting, removing your opponent's threats from the board and shuffling them back into your opponent's deck time after time after time after time after time. And you just make it so that they don't have a board anymore.
And honestly, it's a fan favorite deck too. You know, obviously everybody loves their Evolutions. So when you get to see multiple Evolutions put together in a deck like that, and to actually see it be strong and relatively the best rogue deck in the format right now, it is very interesting to see.
Maybe even good enough to not be a rogue deck. We'll have to see, because not a lot of the lists have been revealed yet. A lot, you can catch a bunch of lists from the stream games, try to scrape it manually from there, as some people in my own testing groups have done. But we'll have to see what these lists will go, because we got a couple more regionals coming up soon. So
yes, absolutely.
I namely will be competing in Portland, and then you have NAIC after that for the newer format. But definitely a good competition room. This meta, I will stress this, is wide open.
Yes.
Play a deck that you feel comfortable with, a deck that you like, and I promise you, you will go far with whatever you have, as long as you are playing a deck that has player agency.
Absolutely. I mean,
we
spoke about 7 decks here, and there's still another 2 sitting and waiting. We've got Zoroark as a deck in itself, Zoroark Box, and even Miraidon is showing its head a little bit in bits and pieces here. There's a new Miraidon Joltik list that we're kind of seeing show up, little bits and pieces here and there. So listen, if there's a deck that you like, a card that you like, and you see it played, try the list out. Have a little fun with it. You never know, because if there's one thing that we can tell you as players, commentators for the game, it's practice. Practice is the most important thing that you can do, and the more reps you get in, the better you get. So
and go to your locals. Practice at your
very
locals.
True. Yeah.
We're here. This is a local. We're here at a local tournament.
Yeah, this is it.
This is where you kind of cut your teeth and get used to what you want to do. So
yeah.
But namely, we've got our tournament series number 2 here. I'm gonna call it that. I like that name.
Yeah.
Sounds very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice and professional.
I like it.
But nice little prizes going on here. You grace us with your presence at the Long Island TCG show.
Come say hi.
Nice little tournament going on here. We got a couple prizes, first, second, third place. Namely, we got our
he's
guy.
so cute.
We got our little guy here, our Bulbasaur plushie. Got some packs of Stellar Crown. This is our little display pack section, as well as a Shrouded Fable ETB. Get yourself some more Pheasantipides and Night Stretchers and a couple SIRs from this set that are very good. So
unfortunately, the
nice
Spiel is
prizes.
not included in
No,
that.
this is my son. This is
we
my
don't.
son, whom will be named later, but I have claimed him as my own. He is my stowaway in most TCG endeavors. I bring him in my little bag here. That
Are you
going to
be bringing him to Portland?
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be my wonderful little stowaway.
Would we be able to see your Twitter and see some very interesting Spiel pictures? Or is there going to be some?
I could start a series. I could put him in precarious places and give him a little.
Yeah,
pet.
I mean, like, listen, like, just in random places all across the, like, on the shoulder. We got here.
Oh no. I say on me, sure. This is my son. He will be with me. But I could put him in my bag. I could put him at the restaurants we go to. I could put him on the tournament floor. It doesn't matter to me. But
Spiel from the tournament floor.
But that's enough at us. Have to see how long it takes. We're getting set up right now for our first round of the tournament. How this tournament structure is going to go. It is a best of 3 tournament as far as I'm aware. Double checking with our production staff. I do not know if it is best of 1 or best of 3 today. If it is best of 3, it's going to be best of 3 in 50 minutes. Your round will complete in 50 minutes. You need to complete a series of 3 games in that time frame. We will have a couple rounds of Swiss, and then either a top 4 or a top 2, depending on how many people are in the tournament. So the only other change to that being is that if it's a best of 1, you have 1 game to complete in 30 minutes. That will be your setup there. So got a couple competitors. Nice little local tournament we got going on for you. Production value very high. Definitely, one more time, thank you to the Long Island TCG Show for having us. Big thank you to our production staff in the back. Nicole over there, she's the GOAT. She got keeping everything rolling nice and smooth for the rest of us.
She's great.
We are got the little thank you in our ears from Nicole, but we're going to be starting round 1 pretty soon.
So what do you want to see, Nick? What are we thinking?
I am a Dragapult enjoyer. I
like
will. It's not Dusk Pult that I have been liking as much, even though the deck definitely has a lot higher of a skill ceiling than most other decks, aside from Gardevoir. I've been liking Pure Dragapult, where you remove the Dusk line entirely in favor of a heavier count of tech cards and consistency cards. Your goal is to just charge up a bunch of Dragapults and then swing with your additional attacks
and there
at
aren't
the end of the
that
game.
many
Halucha and Bear.
There aren't really that many answers to those 6 damage counters right now either. I mean, really the biggest one being Rabska, and there isn't really a deck or archetype or anything that can really get Rabska out, and even then,
not effectively, really.
Right, exactly.
And even then, the problem with it is that Dusknoir takes care of that.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
The Dusknoir version of Dragapult will just say, Dusknoir, I'm knocking out my own Dusknoir in order to knock out your Rabska, and now I get to
swing
Phantom Dive
for 200.
again.
Yes,
now
exactly.
I get to Phantom Dive again, so that doesn't even matter.
I mean, with Dragapult being so prevalent, what are your thoughts on that Lily's Clefairy? Because that is a very, very not prevalent card yet, but definitely a powerful card when a Dragon-type Pokemon like Dragapult is really at the forefront of the meta right now.
Lily's Clefairy, definitely an interesting card. For those of you who don't know, Lily's Clefairy is a card that says, its ability says, your opponent's Dragon-type Pokemon have a weakness now as Psychic-type instead of no weakness, which Dragon-type cards typically have. So now, this big 300 HP monster of a ghost lizard can now just get smacked around by the smallest dude you know. So there are there are definitely lines that certain decks can take, namely Terrabox and Crispin decks, which is your Terrabox, your Eevee box, and also Gardevoir now gets an answer to trade 2 for 2 or even sometimes 3 for 2 into Dragapult. So, but the attack itself is still extremely strong. It still has the ability to have lines into a lot of these decks. May not take a great matchup in a Gardevoir and those other decks that have those types of matchups, but you know, most deck builders, savvy deck builders, will find a way to get around that. But I'd like to see a pure Dragapult. I know 1 or 2 players that might be playing it right now. I won't drop their names just yet, so as to not pressure them. But I'm definitely looking to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Duskpult as well. Oh. Okay, so we've actually got an interesting first matchup. Another deck that we didn't mention as well is Terapagos, Tank Terapagos.
Yes.
It's a Terrabox style deck. You're still running your Hoot Hoots and your Noctowls, and it's going to be Raging Bolt versus Terapagos in our round 1. They are setting up right now.